What do you want?
The views and opinions expressed in the following podcast do not necessarily reflect those of the DVM production empire. That's how you know it's good.
You're listening to the DVM production empire. Backed with content, millions of downloads, taking the world by force. Join the empire today at dvmpe.com.
Groovy.
In the Great Hall of Stupids, there are assembled the world's stupidest heroes. Giant Duck,
Quack.
Wasp Vagina,
Oh my god.
Disabled Gun,
Click.
Litigious Students,
How are you doing in litigious class? Alright.
Naked Mole Rat,
Oh my god, I'm so cold.
Barbecue Dad.
Hey guys, coming on in the backyard.
When logic and reason threaten your way of life, you can call on the stupids to save the day. Meanwhile, at the Hall of Stupids.
Do it again. Nailed it. What's going on, Empire? The Stupid's Talking Stupid on the DVM production empire. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Bear, and we read the stupid so you don't have to. Man, I am glad we're finally doing this episode because it has been a long-ass week.
Long week.
A long week. Ugh. So, we're going to jump into probably the most important story you will ever hear about. I don't really know too much about copyright infringement when it comes to pieces of art.
Okay.
But since we were talking about it last week, there's another huge case of someone ripping off some style, except this is a little bit more of a direct copying. Are you familiar with the giant rubber duck?
Like
They call it an art installation, and it's like 6 stories high.
Yeah. Where is it?
Well, it can go anywhere.
Oh, it moves around.
Yeah, that's why it's a moving art installation.
Okay. Like the cows were.
Yes. The cows that were in downtown Chicago.
Yeah, and then they moved all over. We moved all over.
God damn. So the original giant duck creator is a Dutch artist named Florentine Hoffman. We'll say it's for
Von Quackenberg.
No.
No?
Mr. Von Quackenberg is my father. So he created it in 2007.
Doesn't like to get his feet wet.
This art business is not all it's quacked up to be.
Oh, you're quacking me up. Anyway.
So when he first created the duck, he said it's a statement duck. Do you know what the statement for the duck is?
That everything's quacktastic.
Nope. You would think so. That should be like the byline, maybe. But no, it said it's something super lame.
Oh.
We are living on a planet. We are one family, and the global waters are our bathtub. So it joins people. This guy made a giant duck, and that's his art. That's his art. Is like, yeah, that's what it is, man. And he would have.
That would be more of like a statement about life, is how we go around very still, but underneath the surface, we're all paddling furiously.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes we get deflated or we pop.
Yep.
You know, but you gotta keep going. Just keep swimming.
Keep swimming.
Just float on, you beautiful duck. You go duck yourself.
Go duck yourself. Duck it.
So he made the name of the piece was called Rubber Duck.
Oh, okay.
I don't
It's a
know
little
how.
on the nail.
I don't know how he got around the bill. So he cities have paid for the duck to float on their waterways. It's like draws crowds. It's a nice little thing. But he was never taking egregious amounts of money for it.
No.
Because he said it was more of an art. He just wants to share it with people. So, like, the cost of moving it around and everything. Nothing crazy. However, that all changed.
Now he's getting his feathers ruffled.
Yep, because as a part of Canada's 150th birthday party, Ontario's provincial government gave a grant to a waterfront festival, which will spend an obscene amount of money to rent and deploy another duck, which is 6 stories tall, weighs 11 tons, and they're going to have it visit 6 cities.
Oh, no.
How much do you think it would cost to rent a 6-story floating duck that weighs 11 tons to have it visit 6 cities? What would a price tag be on that bad boy?
$50,000.
You are a third of the way there.
Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't we in the duck business?
We came out here today to let you guys know we are retiring.
We're retiring
from podcasting because we are going to make a giant fucking duck
and just move it around.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to charge you so much money to say, "Hey, you want this duck?
You want the duck? You got to pay."
Mm-hmm. We take cash up front only.
Yeah.
We don't want any shadiness with our duck business.
Right. This is on the up and up.
See, you get it. So Craig Samborski made this bigger duck, which is the 6-story level.
Quackenstein.
Mr. Von Quackenstein is my buddy's father's name. He made a duck, the bigger one. It's called Mama Duck.
Okay.
And they slightly changed up the design on it.
Mother Ducker.
You son of a bitch. So him and co-owner Ryan Whaley made this duck, and it's gotten to the point where the original creator Hoffman is trying to is claiming that it's a counterfeit duck. That's what this whole thing is. This duck is a counterfeit.
No.
I'm the creator of a giant rubber duck. And Craig and Ryan were like, we just made a duck, bro.
Yeah. We're not saying it's better than yours. It's just another. There's room for many ducks.
But here's where it gets.
We're gonna get our ducks in a row. We're gonna find out which one.
I saw that switch in your head. You're like, oh my god, I got one.
I got it.
So here's where it gets a little fishy. In 2014, Florentine Hoffman retained Craig Samborski to assist in the production of the art installation in Los Angeles. So when Florentine was having the giant duck displayed in L.A., he had hired Craig to assist in setting it up.
Okay.
After he helped set it up, he's like, "Oh man, this is fun. You know what we should do?
Let's make another one.
Let's build our own." Not another one. He just wanted to build. He's like, "Thanks for the job. I'm gonna go make my own duck now. Fuck you." And he's alleging that he has been using our patterns, our design, and our intellectual property.
He didn't create the duck, bro.
To profit off of what was supposed to be a public art installation. It was never supposed to be used for profit. It was designed to be a public art installation to bring joy and hope wherever it went.
And now it brings money.
Yeah.
Joy, hope, and money.
You said money can't buy happiness, but you know what? It can sure rent it.
It's going to rent it for $150,000 to just float there and look happy.
By renting the duck at exorbitant rates against the wishes of its creator, he is not. Mr. Samborski is not only stealing this joy from the public, he is stealing from the legitimate artist and creator of this exhibit.
Once again, didn't invent ducks. Didn't create the duck. If anything, God should be really upset if you believe that.
Well, I mean, now there are 2 ducks, so they can go in the ark.
Yeah. That ark has to be huge. I mean, bigger than it was going to be.
Like, if these are the ducks, how big are the elephants?
That's right. But, no, you can't claim, copyright infringement.
Exactly.
On a duck.
The co-owner of the new giant duck. I mean, this.
I just got in it for the I'm a co-owner.
I got into this for the money and power.
The money and power that comes with the duck.
It's like, don't make me come back here with my duck. I will
bury you. They want to come out and they want to see something quacktacular.
I'm not gonna give that one to you.
No.
No, not at all.
It's like spectacular, but I put quack in it.
No, you're just you're swimming in circles. So the co-owner said he's like, listen, it's a large rubber duck. The duck is public domain. The duck was created in the 30s, not by Florentine Hoffman, and our duck is actually based on a toy company in the 30s, which is now considered public domain.
Yeah.
We've had an intellectual property
I was
lawyer
say,
look into it.
Is he going after all the little ducks? I think who is it? I think I know someone who collects the ducks. I think it might be Elizabeth. Elizabeth collects rubber ducks, I think.
I know some people like to collect rubber ducks. It's a innocent little thing, but
yeah, it's fun.
But they had an intellectual property lawyer look into it, and they're able to patent their duck and trademark it to have it at events, which is weird because if it's public domain, how can you patent and trademark your duck after you said he has no claim to it?
Right.
And plus, you just said you based it off of someone else's design. Granted, it was in the 30s, so they say it's in public domain now.
Right.
But
like Mickey Mouse for like a day was in public domain.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no. Like Disney figured out a way around it. Well, I don't know how they did it, but I remember because at one point
they straight up changed copyright laws. Like Disney is responsible for copyright laws being the way they are.
Yeah. Because Steamboat Willie, I believe, got to be like the amount of age where they were like, this is going to go in public domain.
Yep.
If we don't do something, so
let's pay millions of dollars to the government.
Yeah, to get it. So we have our way.
So yeah,
you know what it comes down to? It's just 2 weeks in a row. Artists are little bitches.
Yeah, man.
They just are. They just are. You know, it's like the bull and the kid and the dog, and you know the dog's on the bull side, and then you got duck fighting. It's like Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. Just turning into a real ugly duckling situation.
Bah.
But yeah, when they asked this, Mr. Hoffman said that you've been using his patterns, his design, and his intellectual property. He said, yeah, the duck is public domain. If there's any legal precedent at all, I would encourage him to reach out. But he won't.
No, because they're ancient.
And that's the thing. Like, yeah, it's public domain, fine. But how the fuck can you patent yours if it's public domain?
So you're talking the new one got patented?
The new one. So he copied a design that was from the 30s.
If there's a subtle difference, he could patent it.
Okay. But he even says that, where did he say this? He's like, it's
especially
not...
if that company is no longer... Especially if that company is no longer a thing. So, like, they make little ducks. Say they make little ducks.
Right.
And he designed it off of the little duck. Then, and it was in public domain. He's not patenting the little duck. He's patenting his big fucking duck.
Right.
And that you can do.
Because it's the size of it that matters?
Yeah. It's the size.
So the size of the duck, it's how you flap its wings.
That's right.
Yeah, but he's saying, I don't get the big deal with this. We just made our own duck. What? Can you just leave me alone?
And the guy's like, no.
Yeah, no, he's
he's pissed because he's gonna be getting $150,000.
That's
a showing,
and that's somehow not even the biggest part of this story. Is that a government's paying $150,000 to rent a duck to go to 6 cities? I know
they can do that.
I feel like there's other things they could spend their money on.
No, they're pretty good.
There's nothing.
I don't think
nothing. So. Have they been to space? Do they have spaceships?
They don't have to.
Because
I think they're represented in the space station.
Mm. That's just borrowing someone else's.
Seth Meyers had the best joke last night. It said like they've canceled the Real Housewives of Toronto.
Oh no!
Because every fight finishes with, you know what, you're right.
I just like that there's a serious back and forth
going on about ducks.
About a giant duck.
Sure.
It's a giant duck. But of all things for there to be an issue over, I mean, a giant inflatable duck, not that big of a deal. It's not like you're trying to change the Human Rights Acts.
Right.
You know. But speaking of trying to change the Human Rights Acts,
I will tell you before you go on to that, since 1983, 12 Canadians have been selected to become astronauts. So they have the Canadian, the CSA, the Canadian Space
so they can finally field a team.
Damn right.
Welcome to the show.
Are
you familiar?
Yeah, they're on the International Space Station. Go ahead.
Are you familiar with what the protective classes are when it comes to like discriminating people?
No.
You know, so it's like age.
Where do I fall? Where am I being protected?
Like ethnicity and race, age.
Oh, okay, good. Race. About time.
Physical disabilities. You know, normal stuff that you shouldn't be allowed to discriminate against someone. But there is a new in Pennsylvania. They are looking to have a new class that is makes it so another group of people is constitutionally protected against discrimination.
Giant ducks.
I said people.
Ducks could be people too.
Not currently.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's what this is going to change. Like, you know what? Canada's going through some shit right now. We should duck people. Have you seen Howard the Duck?
Quack Lives Matter.
Howard the Duck is a great representation of, you know, have you seen Howard the Duck?
The movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of people are going to tell you it's terrible.
No.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
There is nearly a sex scene in that movie.
Right.
Between
Leah Thompson
and a duck.
That's right.
Oh boy.
Howard the Duck.
Yeah. But anyway, so in Pennsylvania, House Bill 38 is currently in committee. It was introduced by 24 Republicans and 1 Democrat.
Oh, God. And
it'll prevent employers from discriminating against this certain kind of employees. Now, take a second and think what's a legitimate thing in their mind that they're going to try to have a protected class. Not ducks, but if you were thinking like, man, if they were going to add one class that's not already protected, one type of person, so you can't do it on...
It's not disabilities.
Nope, because that's already there. And you got age, you got...
Tell me all of them.
So it's religion, age, disability, and I believe it's... I wrote them down. Ethnicity, there you go. And I think it's gender. I think that's on there. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But
so it's not transgendered people.
Nope.
It's not little people.
Nope. But it could encompass all of those people.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
So that black gay midget going through the change.
As long as they're not a felon.
Okay. So now it's felons?
No.
Oh.
What can't you do if you're a felon?
You can't vote.
Something else.
Have a gun.
There you go.
They're trying to let felons have guns?
No. They are trying to say gun owners are a protected class and you cannot discriminate against someone for owning a gun. And
Who's trying to?
Exactly. As of right now in Pennsylvania, there are no known cases of people being discriminated against because they're a gun owner. However...
They're worried.
The issue is that employers are allowed to ban guns on their properties.
Yeah.
And this law would change that. So an employer can't tell you can't bring your gun to work. That's what they want. They want to be able to bring their guns to work. You know, just keep it in the car, just bring it with you. Who knows? Get weird with it.
The fucking nuts are running the nut house, man. That's terrifying.
Yeah, like, I mean, congressional magic is one thing, and there's whimsy there. But now it's like, no, you know what? You got to protect the class. You should let people just have a gun wherever. Your personal property. Someone could walk on your property with a gun. You'd be like, hey, you can't bring a gun in my house. No, I'm protected. I mean, if you own a business, you say, "Sir, you can't bring the gun in." Nope. It's like kicking me out for having a wheelchair.
It's not going to pass. It's not going to pass.
I don't know
And
how.
who the hell's that Democrat? That's what I want to know. He's like, you know what? Yeah. It's called he's got something else he wants done. And now he's like latching on.
Or he got caught doing something.
My whole thing comes down to, when it comes down to guns and stuff, one of the biggest things, not to get a big gun, conversation, but one of the things that seems to me is everybody's always worried about a couple of things. They're always worried about the idea of bringing in psychological testing into the factor. And the reason I think that is because there's a good amount of people who don't think they'll pass.
Right.
And those are the people that we really want to have a gun. Like someone was talking when there was those school shootings. Teachers well, if the teacher had a gun, then the kids would have been in the crossfire.
Yeah.
I'm
like, I know a lot of teachers. A lot of them are alcoholics.
Yeah.
Not like degenerate ones, but like, oh, okay, school's over. I need an entire bottle of wine tonight to grade papers.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah, sure.
You should definitely have a piece.
You sound like you are totally on the level.
So, no. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
So the
the right not to. About my right not to get shot by some asshole.
You're not in a protective class. Not a protective class. But the executive director of Ceasefire PA, which is a group aimed at working with law enforcement and community organizations to prevent gun violence, the executive director, Shira Goodman, she said that the Second Amendment right is not overly burdened here, and why they need to be a protected class is just a little bit mind-boggling. It's very easy to get a gun here. We're an open carry state. It's not very hard to get a concealed carry license. We don't have waiting periods. We don't have registration and license.
Just don't bring it to work.
Yeah, it's literally the whole thing.
Leave it in your car.
No. If you have it in your car at work in the parking lot, that's part of what it is. Is they don't currently. So if you own the business and you have the parking lot, and you can say don't bring it to work, you can't even have it on the parking lot. Ugh. You can't have it on the lot, and they want to say they're doing this so that way people can leave guns in their car if they want. So if you go to work with a gun, just leave it in there.
Yeah, I don't know. There's got to be a compromise somewhere. But yeah, I can see how they're like...
You're going to your job.
Right. You don't need it.
You don't need it. Like, you're going to someone else's property. Like, if you're going to your buddy's house, bring the gun. I don't give a shit. But if you're going to somewhere that I own and I say, these are the rules, you're like, well...
Or protected class.
I'm gonna do things my own way. Like, no.
No, I can see that. I was gonna be like, just let them leave it in the car. But yeah, if stupid shit happens, they can just go down and get the car, and be like, okay, I'm going back up.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem. Is that if someone
makes you want to be a better employer, though.
Yeah, right. It's like, so am I gonna get my raise? I don't know. Did you take your truck or your wife's car? My wife's car. No, you ain't getting a raise.
Right.
I mean, I drove my truck, sir. Here's a raise. I'm going to buy your lunch today.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm super torn. I don't. My biggest thing is, it's one of the things that I always talk about, when I talk with Mike about it. He's very pro gun and everything like that. But I would think if I was a police officer, I wouldn't be pro gun for everybody. Because if I'm the one that has to carry the gun and has to stop the bullshit from happening, I'd rather be the only one with a gun.
Well, yeah, I mean, you'd rather be in a position of power.
Yeah.
Sure.
But this one's like, oh, let's have everybody have a gun. And I'm like, no, you don't want everyone to have a gun. That doesn't make any sense.
You want to make your job harder?
Yeah, you're just making your job harder.
So, Goodman goes on to say, the issue is there are places that don't want guns on their property, private property owners, private employers, and for good reason. They're worried about workplace violence. They're worried about domestic instances spilling over to the workplace. We see this kind of stuff all the time, which is true. People getting fights at work. People have domestic issues that end up showing up to work.
Right.
Do you really
guys, if you looked at half the stories that we see that fall into like the quote unquote stupid bin, but it really is like stupid, like they were arguing stupid and they shot somebody at work. Like the amount of stories I glance over that involve somebody being shot for something.
Yeah.
it goes to show that maybe they're not all grown-ups, and maybe they all shouldn't have weapons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And I realize who makes that point, who makes that distinction, I don't know. But I think there should be, like I said, I think there should be like a psychiatric test. And if you fail that test, then you don't get a gun. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, testing for gun ownership, whatever, but I think a private property, you should be able to set your own rules.
Right.
It's your stuff.
Well, yeah.
You should be able to dictate, but they want to change it. So
That's not going to happen.
like, I'm going to do what I want. It's like you can't come into my house. Well, I'm locked out, disabled,
Right.
so I'm allowed to go into doors that are locked.
Yeah, I'm a protected class.
I'm protected class.
That's stupid.
Speaking of shoving wasps' nest in your vagina.
Oh yeah, all the time. It's Friday night. Bzz, 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 bzz.
So just the headline, like the headline did its job for this story because I read this headline and I was like, oh my god,
I need to stop.
It just says, don't put ground up wasp nest in your vagina.
So tell me what's happening. What's the buzz?
So rich white people, am I right?
Bzz, 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 bzz.
There's a, I don't want to say it's a new trend, but there is a new product that more than one person has partaken in, it seems like. Are you familiar with an oak gall or an oak apple, as they're sometimes called?
No.
So with an oak tree, there's these wasps called gall wasps, and they lay their larvae in the tree. Like they puncture the tree and lay their larvae in there. And the tree's defense is that it releases, it secretes tannic and gallic acids, and it ends up creating this little ball that's about the size of smaller than a golf ball. But it's these little balls that go up and down the tree, and because each one has one wasp in it. So if the more larvae they lay, the more these galls show up on the tree. After the incubation period and the wasp burrows its way out of it, it just stays on the tree. And what people are doing is they're collecting these and they're using them for their medicinal purposes, which none of them are backed up by scientific data. Because this is something that is, the seller in question is out of Malaysia.
Great.
They were using their Etsy shop called Heritage Health Shop. You can look it up on Google and it will not show up anymore because it got pulled. But I got a Google cache view of it, so I got to read all about it.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're selling 100 grams of oak galls, which is about 8 to 10 galls, for $13.36. Super reasonable, am I right?
Super reasonable. I mean, if you're going to get some oak galls, you're going to want it to be for that price.
Right. And the shipping is where they get you anyway.
That's every time. All the way from Malaysia? Shit.
So what they're saying is I'm just going to read you what they describe as the medical uses for it.
Okay.
Okay. So
some uses for tree galls are,
okay. The galls, which they say contain tannin and gallic acid, because that's what the tree
secretes.
made them. Yeah. So they have antimicrobial qualities, and they're used in Southeast Asia, especially Malaysia and Indonesia, by women after childbirth to restore the elasticity of their uterine wall.
Oh, there you go.
In India, it has been used as dental powder and as a treatment for toothache and gingivitis.
Gingivitis.
It is a powerful astringent, the most powerful of all vegetable astringents. It can be applied topically or taken orally. So what they're saying is that you can either take some pills, which you can get pills of the stuff.
Gall pills.
Or you can grind it up, these balls up into a fine powder, add some water to make a little paste, and just,
throw it on that tooth.
Dip it in the veg. Just tighten that bad boy up. Just rub some ground up wasp nest inside your vagina, and you'll be like a kindergartner over again.
Rubber band speed.
Mm-hmm. Learning how to put a tampon in for the first time all over.
Oh, jeez.
So their suggestions for use is you can use after childbirth to restore the elasticity of the uterine wall. You boil 1 large or 2 small galls and drink. Swallow the galls or eat with white rice. You can to be taken once a day for 40 days.
Oh.
Caution, it's extremely bitter. Who would have thought wasp nests don't really taste that great? I was like, I'm pretty sure they have
Is that Cool Ranch Dorito? That's so weird.
No, it's Cooler Ranch.
Oh.
Yeah, it's better than ever.
It's cooler than before.
So yeah, you can grind a few galls with a pestle and mortar, add water to form a thick paste, and apply.
Sure.
You can do that on a cut too. So if you have a cut, you can use that paste. And caution, it stings due to gall's powerful astringent, or the fact that you're putting a wasp nest in your blood.
But if there's little leftover whatever, and then
it's part of the magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna put a little bit of wasp
next
larva.
Next thing you know, you got a wasp on your skin.
Or,
ow, ow! What's going on down there? Oh, have you met B?
That's his name. B.
Yeah.
You can give him a proper name. No, B.
There's B.
Could have called him Galbert
Go.
instead of Gilbert. Galbert B. Flying.
Oh.
Galbert B. Vagina Flying.
He protects the vagina.
He's my chastity belt.
Good Lord.
You try to sting me, he'll sting you. Like, no!
What's wrong with you? I'm allergic.
To vagina?
Apparently now, yeah.
Another way you can use it is as a feminine wash. Is if you boil 1 large or 2 small galls, use as a wash when water is cool. Use during or after period when excessive discharge occurs or whenever needed. You can also use it for general women's health and well-being.
Yeah.
By boiling 1 or 2 galls and drink. Swallow the galls or eat with white rice. To be taken once a week or every few days. What is
it then? It's like
no. You gotta just try it. See what happens. Fuck it. Another thing is facial care. For pimples, acne, and zit treatment. You grind a few galls up, add some water, form a paste, apply it on a zit to reduce swelling and redness, and reduces large pores. Because again, you put it on get the paste going, and then you rinse it off after 5 to 10 minutes. On all of these, they say caution stings due to gall's powerful astringent.
Ow.
Yeah, so it's
putting wasp in my open cut. Why does it sting so much? Oh, because of things.
Well, like medical things?
Nope, just the way of the world.
Oh, that makes sense.
Can't imagine.
And then their 5th use that they offer up is many other health benefits. That's it.
It's like 5 through 25.
No, so you can use it after childbirth as a feminine wash, general women's health and well-being, facial care, many others.
It should just say whatever.
But thankfully, caution: do not consume if pregnant.
Yeah, you have a friggin' baby wasp.
You give birth to a baby, he's got little wings.
You hug him. No, you hug him.
If you hug him too tight, he's gonna die.
What's his name gonna be? B Junior.
I just had this.
I'm afraid I'm allergic to my baby. It's like the worst B movie, but you know what I mean, like the worst science B movie ever.
Oh, I'm picturing it as
the baby wasp
cartoon.
Da da da.
Tiny buzzers. Hold me closer, tiny buzzers. Hey, this is not a duet. You sit down. This is my time. Oh, great! We got backup buzzing. Good news. Shipping to U.S. and Canada takes 28 to 35 days.
So you can come to your fucking senses. What is that? Oh, God, it's that wasp larva I bought. in the middle of the night on Amazon.
You ever get really drunk?
Just throw it away.
I mean,
No, it's been 35 days. Like, everything's fine down there.
it made it all the way here. Like,
Just give it a try. No.
I'm just gonna hold on to it. You know, do these go bad? I don't know.
9 months later, Watts, baby.
Hate when that happens. Although now you're a queen, so
Yeah, it'll do your bidding.
oh my god, I think we finally figured out how Beyonce became Queen Bey. Yeah. Sure. That's my Jay-Z. I can't do it
That's
anymore.
pretty good. That was
That's literally the entire impression. Yep. Yeah. Sure. Done. You get it.
I did. I got it. It was like he was here. Like, where did Bear go? It was here a minute ago, and all of a sudden it was Jay-Z.
Bear, Jay-Z was here. Did you see
You
him?
just missed him.
No, I didn't see him. Yeah. Oh, I heard him. He's
Jay,
around the corner.
you get out of here, Jay-Z.
Oh, Beyonce's here.
Beyonce's here too with her baby. Did you mean to buy a cherry Pepsi, or was it an unfortunate purchase?
Oh, I bought it.
Because sometimes that happens to me. I'll grab a Coke out of a thing, and it'll accidentally be vanilla, and it's the worst.
I just haven't had one in a while.
Yeah, it's just the worst.
I guess. So you can buy 100 grams of oak galls for $13.36 from Etsy, or you could head on over to eBay, get 120 capsules for $10. And you're thinking, who the fuck would buy this? No one's gonna buy this. Well, this one item, this one oak gall, they call it a dietary supplement for women health. These capsules, they have sold 2,023 of these already. So they are moving these. People, I don't know why, but people want this shit. They have an obscenely long description of it. I'm just gonna go ahead and let you know all of their benefits. They have 17 benefits. Okay, this is some amazing stuff. Number 1, be young. Yeah, that's
Okay.
Diabetes prevention of breast and cervix cancer, prevention on unpleasant odor, healing tissues in vagina, reducing excessive vaginal discharge, cleaning the excessive menstrual, healing external tissues, firmer and smoother skins,
Smarter skin. I was like, what?
healthy eye, breast treatment, teeth and bones, mouth,
Let's put everything. Just say everything.
Dry-
Everything.
dry and oily skin,
How the fuck does it help both? It helps you find that middle ground.
wasp
Or
skin.
it's just skin.
This wasp skin is like the moistest dry skin you'll ever see. Like if you found a piece of desert and it was sweating, boom. That's what this will do.
I looked on Amazon. You can get 100 grams, 3.5 ounces of oak gall powder for $19.99 Amazon Prime.
Ooh.
Finfast Manjacani oak galls, 2 ounces. By Finfast. $13.50 Amazon Prime. Or Isosensuals Tight vaginal tightening pills. 1 bottle. For $49.95.
So
Prime.
they
I just like the way tight was all in capitals. Tight.
yeah, they're super about like this will fix your vagina. Even though what it's going to do is ruin your vagina.
Give birth to a wasp baby.
Which a bunch of rich white people do anyway.
Oh, yeah. This one's got a...
So they go through and they talk about the dosages and the benefits and everything, but then they talk about for women's secret charm use. And then it's just their way of saying, you want to tighten up that pussy, baby? Pop some of these pills in there. And pregnant women are strictly not suggested to take this pill. Again, they are super enforcing pregnant women don't take this because this is going to fuck you up. and it'll probably fuck your baby up too.
Right.
So they say this is supposed to be used to help clean up extra mucus discharge and whatever. And they say, you know what? If there's more mucus, then if it's not clearing up, just stop taking it. Like, so you're not really standing by your product.
No,
you're saying you should take this in case this happens.
In fact, don't take it because bad things will happen. Do not take it.
There have been 3 reviews on there.
Okay.
2 of them were 5-star reviews, but the third one is a 3-star review that says, it really hasn't seemed to work for me. Leaves a very strong smell after urination, and is supposed to work the opposite way of leaving you fresh and odorless.
And I shot 5 wasps right out.
I did lines of this. I injected it. I took it as a suppository. I don't know what's going on here. It's entered my body in every single way. Still not fresh down there. Ma'am, have you tried showering?
That's what I forgot. The shower. You know what? I don't need these wasp pills after all. I just needed to take a shower.
No, you just gotta grind up some wasp nests and throw it up your vagina. If there was... I don't even know what benefits you could have, but if there was a natural Viagra that you have to grind up and shove in the tip of your dick, would you at any point be like, oh, this seems safe?
No.
What if it's ground up beaver dams?
No.
What if it's ground up unicorn horn?
Nothing's getting... Well, first of all, I'd be excited to find out where they got it. But 2, there's not any situation where I'm grinding anything up and putting it in my dick.
So, ground up monarch butterfly tears.
Well, yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah, okay. I just want to make sure. But yeah, this is the world we live in of natural remedies. And
yeah, no.
Scientific research be damned.
Yeah, we don't need that.
It makes you think that people are just getting stupider and stupider.
Yeah.
Almost as if you go to school and don't learn anything and decide, I'm just going to sue my teacher instead.
Sure. They're not doing the job.
So a student who was pursuing a bachelor's degree at the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point by the name of Donna Kickert. She's a 59-year-old woman, so she's going back to school trying to get a degree. She kind of disagreed with her professor of the Advanced Creative Writing Poetry course because she had taken it to study the works of Robert Frost, Edgar Allan Poe,
right.
All the classics.
Sure.
Do
you know any Robert Frost poetry?
No.
I do.
So not a queer. No,
Oh.
I don't know.
No. We had to learn one. They would have us recite it every day, and I was always like, ugh.
Wait, who?
Our creative writing teacher.
So you, instead of the Pledge of Allegiance, you had to recite Robert Frost.
No, well, first of all, we didn't do the Pledge of Allegiance in high school.
I'm just using an example. Every day you just shove to the window over by the sunset. I don't know.
Clearly. It was Frost's earlier work.
Well, I almost,
one,
in my head, I went to the window and I wanted to immediately follow to the wall.
To the wall.
Till the sweat droppeth down my ball.
Skeet, skeet, skeet. No, we did,
That's a Robert Frost for you.
Did, Miles to Go Before I Sleep. I forget what it's called.
Oh
Robert Frost, Stopping by the Woods. It's called Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening.
Oh.
But, yeah, at any rate, go ahead. This person did not get to learn that.
No. The texts that she said that they focused on lesbians,
Daniel Steele,
illicit sexual relationships, incest, and frequent swearing.
Oh.
Her stance is that her complaints about it resulted in her earning an F in the course. And after she was unable to persuade the university to raise her mark from an F, she decided to sue Professor Patricia Dijek in court, asking a judge to order her to assign Kickert an A for the class. It's like, well, I don't like this class, so I'm not going to do the work. I'm going to complain about the whole time. And then
I'm going to sue.
And then, well, then I'm going to complain to the school and say, no, you should give me an A because I was there. And she made us read about swearing. And then
I wonder what they were. Does it say any of the subjects?
I mean,
it doesn't name out things.
It does not name any of the works.
Because, like, you look at, like, the works of Shakespeare. Shakespeare's dirty as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Like, I forget somebody who was like, they didn't want to do a certain play. I think they didn't want to do Grease because they didn't like the fact that there's, like, premarital sex in it. Because Kaneki and then, God, what the hell's her name?
Starts with an R.
Rizzo and Kaneki are worried that she's pregnant.
Yeah. Because of Immaculate Conception.
Right.
Obviously.
And so they let them do, like, Midsummer Night's Dream instead. And that's quite literally about, like, couples in the forest getting drugged and, like, having orgies.
Yeah, but it's implied, so it's way different.
So, I would love to know what she was so worried about.
Well, like I said, according to her, the selected text focused on lesbians, illicit sexual relationships, incest, and frequent swearing. She goes on to claim that her grade
Poet
was
laureate Jay-Z.
Yeah.
There, he was here.
Oh, God, I missed him.
Missed him.
I was reading.
You turned around for a second, and he was here.
She goes on to claim that her grade was capricious retaliation for raising concerns about the course content and about the professor's behavior, including an allegation that the professor exposed her breasts while showing the class a back shoulder tattoo.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And in addition to the improved grade, she asked the court, at its discretion, of course, to suspend Dijek without pay for a year or fire her.
Oh.
So she doesn't...
I like she gave him the choice.
Yeah. You know what? Your Honor...
Whichever one you want.
It's at your discretion. You choose.
You fire that.
This is your court, obviously.
Back tattooed lesbian poem listener, reader.
Lesbian poem reader.
I failed the class. I don't know what it is.
I could read it, but I won't fully understand it and appreciate it.
That's right. But I know the word capricious.
So the professor is being represented by the Attorney General's office because her university is a function of the state.
Yeah.
And the Assistant Attorney General requested the case be dismissed on grounds that the allegations don't amount to any violation of the law.
Stupid. Yeah, a whole lot of stupid.
So the school adopted the policy for the right to teach the subject matter as they see fit from the American Association of University Professors and the Association of American Colleges, which states teachers are entitled to freedom in the classroom in discussing their subject. They also issued a statement on students' rights arguing students should be free to take reasoned exception to the data or views offered in any course of study and to reserve judgment about matters of opinion, but they are responsible for learning the content of any course of study for which they are enrolled. So basically, you can have your feelings, but shut the fuck up and do the work.
Right. You are responsible for doing it.
School's provost and vice chancellor for academic affairs so he takes the academic freedom very seriously because it should be a place where people are free to have honest discussions without the threat of repercussions. He says that he believes the university's job is to teach people how to think, not what to think.
Yeah.
However, Kickert said that...
Tell her to shut up.
Kickert said that she believes the university should challenge students, but she also believes that the professor's job is to improve a student's welfare. Part of doing so is taking students seriously when they suggest a topic for study.
Excuse me.
Yes, Mr. Whalens.
So I know you said that we were supposed to read 10 chapters of War and Peace.
Yes, absolutely. It's a very important piece that we are going over this week.
Okay, I didn't do that.
Okay, what did you do instead?
I watched about 2 seasons of South Park.
Mr. Williams, you know that has nothing to do with the course that I'm teaching.
But it should. It should, and I'm going to tell you why.
I would love for you to tell me why.
The reasons are threefold. Because War and Peace is gay. Because reading's for nerds. And because I don't want to.
Well, Mr. Williams, you present a terrific argument.
Change the course!
We are not teaching math. Welcome to pre-algebra.
Okay. Just a quick question, though.
Yes.
Does it have anything to do with South Park?
Are there isosceles triangles in South Park?
No, there are not.
Then no, this has nothing to do with South Park.
Okay, well then I have 3 reasons why we shouldn't do this.
Do you have 3 different reasons?
I don't think I should have to come up with 3 different reasons.
I would like for you to try to come up with 3 different reasons.
Well, what are the other ones that I said? War and Peace is gay, reading's for nerds, and I don't want to?
Correct.
Okay, so...
That was your assertion.
Algebra's for homos. Math is for dorks. And I don't feel like it.
Nailed it. So that's not even the only student lawsuit we're going to be talking, or someone's suing a school that we're going to be talking about.
Oh, great.
Yeah, because there is a big old dummy in Rupert, Idaho.
It's the technical term.
Yeah. Well, her name is Jan Duff.
So she's a big Duffy.
Big old Duff. Her husband, Curtis Duff.
Jan and Curtis Duffs. The Duffs. A Duff is a Duff. Let's go.
And their child, Oof. Oof Duff.
Oof Duff.
That's the sound when you dropped him. Oof Duff.
Oh, that kid's going to go.
We were going to name him.
That kid's going to sue a school one day.
We were going to name him Samuel. But we dropped him. Oof Duff. Oh, that sounds nice.
Oh.
So, Jan Duff.
That's the only noise he makes now. Oof.
And her husband, Curtis Duff, have filed a civil lawsuit. Against the Minidoka County Joint School District.
Because they're called the Minidoka?
Because of an incident at the Minico High School.
Okay.
All right.
Not the large co, the Minico.
God damn it.
Not a medium co. Minico.
It's like the baby bear of Co.
That's right.
Baby one's just right. So this intelligent person is suing the school district because I'm going to go ahead and give you 3 guesses.
Okay.
It's a real thing that could happen to you, so it's not like...
What?
Yeah, it could happen to anyone, but she decided to sue over it.
Okay.
So what are 3 possibilities of something that could have happened on school grounds as a visitor? You're not attending school.
Okay.
Maybe you're there to watch the football game on Friday night or whatever.
Okay.
So what could have happened that you want to sue? What's a real thing that you think these people could sue for?
They slipped and fell on something.
Oh my God, you got it the first try.
Oh God.
Except for slipping and falling, they tripped and fell over a speed bump.
Okay.
In the parking lot.
Was there a sidewalk available?
No, it was in the middle of a parking lot.
Okay.
There's not speed bumps on sidewalks usually.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, was there one available that they could have walked on?
I'm sure eventually, but if you park in the middle of a parking lot, there's not going to be a sidewalk everywhere.
No, but
otherwise you're parking on the sidewalk.
Anyway, there's areas with parking.
If you walk to the sidewalk, you have to go around a speed bump.
Wow.
Anyway, she's claiming that it was a poorly lit area.
Okay.
So she couldn't see the speed bump.
Oh. Was it yellow?
I don't know. She claims...
Some of them are.
She claims...
Or they have white stripes.
She claims it was the same color as the parking lot itself.
Yeah, no, that usually...
Yeah, I've never seen a parking lot with the same color speed bumps.
Yeah.
They might be like light gray versus the black asphalt or something like that, or they'll be
Yeah,
yellow
like I
or
said,
the
yellow
white.
with the white stripe across of it.
Yeah, something. Yellow is a big... Speed bumps are big fans of yellow. They're like, hey, give me the yellow. I like it. People see me.
Yeah, like when I'm on the side streets in Chicago, they say speed bump ahead, and then there's like lines across it.
Yeah, so this was at the exit of the stadium, and she said it's the same blackish color as the asphalt. So she is suing for, says she incurred and will continue to incur damages including past and future medical expenses, loss of household services, lost wages, out-of-pocket other expenses, and interest on special damages. All of that for tripping on a speed bump in a parking lot. But that's not it. Or that's not all. Because she also claims she incurred damages for past and future pain and suffering, permanent impairment, disfigurement, mental anguish, a decrease in the enjoyment and value of her life, inconvenience, and other non-economic damages.
Dude, she's got like Peter Francis Tracy, like.
Oh,
like
Peter Francis Tracy.
It's like we can get them for all of this because they're looking for a settlement.
Yeah, they're going through the book. Like, what can we link this to? Like, just anything. It's like, do you feel like maybe this was a terrorist attack? Well, I was scared.
So here's the thing: you fall down.
But wait,
Oh, there's more.
Curtis Duff, the husband, claims he has suffered the loss of his wife's companionship and consortium.
Oh yeah.
So she's
super sore.
She stopped putting.
She probably should try some wasp stuff.
Sounds like their sex life hit a speed bump.
How Duffy got her groove back.
It duffed her real good.
So here's the thing. So you trip and fall on a speed bump.
Yep.
Say the speed, and you scratch up your face pretty bad. Maybe you like break your wrist. Now, say for sake of the argument, that speed bump, and you have a photo of it, is the exact color of the thing. Do you sue?
If there were serious medical issues, like if I fell and like I got some bruises and maybe got a little cut on my face, I'm just gonna say a badger attacked me and then call it a day.
Right.
But if I actually had to like go to the hospital and get something done, then yeah, that's not out of reason to say, listen, y'all fucked up. Just pay for the medical shit. That's it.
And paint that fucking thing yellow.
Yeah.
So it doesn't happen to anyone else. I missed an opportunity once because a sign like this big sign thing fell on me at like JCPenney. And I was just like, cause I was just walking by and like, I think the guy was doing whatever. And then like, it was like one of those metal frame signs. Thing just went like over.
Ooh.
And then like fucking hit me. And I thought to myself, I could have got some money out of that. But then I was just like, but do you want to be that person? You want to be like super litigious? Do you want to be like, but then again, for me, for instance, if I cut my face bad or hit a scratch, like something like happened where like I landed really badly, I would definitely lose wages because I'm not getting cash for this, that, and the other thing with a fucking phantom face,
Unless they're doing the phantom.
Unless they're doing the phantom. But no.
In which case you can be a tree.
True. Or the phantom.
So the district's answer to the complaint denies the lighting in the area is poor and says the speed bump, quote, was so obvious the plaintiff knew it existed.
Oh, they can't prove that.
The district's response said any injuries to Duff were caused by her own negligence in failing to keep lookout and awareness of her surroundings.
See, I don't like that they're being snide about it. Like, granted, they can't admit any wrongdoing, but to say something like it was so out there, like you saw it, like I would have
seen it.
I would have had somebody go there, like that night, especially if or whatever. Although unless she waited, I would have been
Well,
like,
yeah, this thing happened in 2015, and the lawsuit's just now going to get heard on the 12th.
oh wow.
Yeah, so I mean,
Because I would have said, go take your phone over and
take pictures and videos.
Big video of that fucking speed bump, so we could say, hey, whatever. But they're just going to end up settling, especially if there is proof that it was. They're just going to end up settling. But that sucks that you're like,
Well, I just like that the thing that
all the piling on is
when you file it and say I want my medical shit covered and missed wages, whatever. And now this is like a list of 40 things,
right? Psychological.
And then her husband's like, yeah, and we can't bone no more.
She ain't boning me.
You could tell by the way she filed this lawsuit. She's a super awesome person that I would totally want to. I'm not trapped in this relationship
at all, and she won't.
So, are you? Have you ever sent a provocative picture?
No.
Well,
I never will.
The Canadian Centre for Child Protection has advice for young boys who are asked to send a nude photo to someone.
Don't.
Ooh, they want you to send something in its place. Instead of a picture of yourself.
A picture of someone else.
Yeah. Hey, Tim, let me see your dick real quick. Why? I'm trying to hang out with this girl. He's like, well, it's just swimming. Yeah, it's fine. So they said that instead of running the risk of being extorted, which is what this whole thing is protecting, they say you should send a meme of a naked mole rat.
So a girl asked me for a dick pic once. I sent her a picture of Dick Clark.
Yeah.
I was like, here you go.
You should have sent a picture of Dick Clark's dick.
I don't think that's on the internet.
Photoshop it.
There you go. But no, I was just like,
how would you count down to these balls?
Right? Balls dropping. 3, 2, bam. But yeah, no, I've never, because I fully expect to be famous one day and don't want that anywhere.
So they have a whole website dedicated to don't get sextorted, send a naked mole rat. They have a video, they have tips, they have then they have a whole bunch of memes that you can download to send, and a naked mole rat, if you just send a picture of its like head and face, it looks like you got it looks like your dick is in some serious need.
Don't get sextorted. Send a naked mole rat.
Ew. It looks like you could use some wasps cream on these bad boys, and you got some teeth coming out.
How's that thing not sunburnt?
I'd imagine it doesn't hang out outside a lot, because when they say they chose the naked mole rat, that while it draws a risque comparison, the Toronto ad firm that came up with it says that the naked mole rat was selected because it's cold-blooded, feels no pain, and can be deprived of oxygen for up to 18 minutes. Like, kind of sounds like you're making a jerking off joke. Just be deprived of oxygen for 18 minutes. Like, yeah, so you're choking it. Are you choking your naked mole rat? I just like that they. It's such a serious issue.
Yeah.
And they. Well, she wouldn't have told you about that website. Like, I didn't ask for that. Don't send me naked mole rats when I'm trying to read. So, aside from having...
God, I gotta send someone else. Who else is online?
So, aside from...
Kevin Kellum.
Aside from having naked mole rat means, there's a custom naked mole rat keyboard you can download for your phone, so you can, on the fly, send some naked mole rats. You can also buy some naked mole rat swag. That's right. They've created socks and phone cases with naked mole rats on it. Like, hey, don't send pictures of child dicks. Buy our socks instead. Like this is certainly the most interesting ad campaign
Yeah,
I've ever seen. I think this is just a way of like someone's like really into naked mole rats and just wants to sell them on socks. And like, how can we possibly like? There's got to be a meeting somewhere where people had bets of like who could sell the most merchandise with the stupidest thing on it. And someone came up with the idea of naked mole rats. I don't know. It's not the weirdest thing, I guess, because you could be resorting to Craigslist to try to find a dad for Father's Day.
Oh, that's just sad.
I know, but it's kind of funny the way they word this. There's in Spokane, Washington. There's a Craigslist ad that it's a bunch of guys that are looking for a father figure for the Father's Day barbecue. The ad reads, while most of us know how to operate a grill, none of us are prepared to fill the role of barbecue dad.
Oh, no.
So Dane Anderson and his friends, we just thought it'd be a little better because we don't really live with our fathers. So I don't know if it's like their fathers aren't in their lives, or they're just maybe on the other side of the country, or, whatever. The party will take place June 17th from 4 to 8, and the requirements, or the duties rather, is grilling hamburgers and hot dogs whilst drinking beer, of course. Bringing your own grill, subject to change, but meat will be provided by the party planners. Referring to attendees as big guy, chief, sport, champ, etc. And talk about dad things like lawnmowers, building your own deck, Jimmy Buffett, etc. The perfect candidate will meet the following qualifications: a minimum of 18 years experience as a father, a minimum of 10 years grilling experience, an appreciation of cold beer on a hot summer day. Bonus points if your name is Bill, Randy, or Dave.
Why is it so specific?
Why not? Like, those are, like, when you have, like, a generic, just dude name, like, yeah, it's just Dave, it's Bill, it's Randy, like, just like a random name. It's not, I don't know, it could be their father's name, but it's not like mentioned Ted. Here. They had one guy respond, his name is Jerry, but he said that we can call him Dave or Bill. And this one guy, another guy sent an initial message, but he stopped responding. He's got 40 people coming to the backyard barbecue, and while they want one dad, they may up the ante and try to each get their own Craigslist dad.
Like buy two dads.
Buy two dads, get one dad free. See, the problem is we're trying to talk about dad barbecues, but I know you can't stop sending naked mole rats to people. So you need to stop. That's all you've been doing for the last 5 minutes is just sending them to people.
I have my friend Megan, who's very attractive, and she'll put a picture out, and she gets easily 154 likes. And so I can only imagine that she's been asked by some scumbag for some photo.
Yeah.
So I said, send him these. I said, my only wonder is if these moles get sunburned. That's the one thing I'm constantly wondering about.
Well, this is why I can't tell you about things. I'll put the link to the website on the Stupids page so you guys can get your own naked mole rat memes to send to people. Maybe buy some socks.
My favorite is one with the lightning in his eyes.
Well, people are going to have to just imagine it for now until they
right.
get to click the link.
Okay.
But yeah, well, your actions make me want to blow up the world.
No, don't do it. I'm sure there's something.
Okay, there's one thing that I can wait.
It's in naked mole pictures.
It involves a 98-year-old man who kind of
looks like a naked mole.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I know you look at him, you're like, oh no, what happened? And it's actually a very good thing.
Time.
Have you seen the movie Blast from the Past? with Brendan Fraser and
Yeah.
Christopher Walken.
Yeah, it's been on cable recently.
Yeah, I've been watching it a lot. One of the parts in the movie is because he's got a lot of, vintage stuff. He sells it in today's market and makes a killing. That's kind of what happened here. Is that he bought $1,000 worth of Walgreens stock 70 years ago that he hasn't touched, and that $1,000 worth of stock has grown into $2 million. And he took that $2 million and he donated it to create a wildlife sanctuary. He's a 98-year-old man. He could do anything with the money he wants. He decided to create a wildlife sanctuary.
Well, that's good.
It's a really nice thing. He donated the money to the Illinois Audubon Society, and the group dedicated a 400-acre wildlife sanctuary near Dixon, Illinois to him. And he said, you have to do some good in this world. That's what money is for.
There you go.
However, the Powerball is like $400 million.
I was going to say.
I ain't donating shit.
Oh, come on.
No,
There's got to be
to
something.
trees. There's a difference between, like, I'm just going to write a check to the Wildlife Foundation, whatever. Like, no, I'll pick and choose random things here or there and be like, Ninja donate.
Yeah, I gotta pick up my ticket before I go out.
I already got one. That goddamn... I'm not going to tell you about any more weird websites because I don't want you just sending me things from these websites.
Oh, come on.
Did you see I posted a couple of those, the homemade sex toys?
Yes, I did. I saw those.
Going through the whole list of the website, they had all the things where it's like, this could be used as a sex toy. I'm like, I'm not going to post pictures of like a traffic cone and be like, put it up your butt.
Put it up there.
And then, when you want to shrink it back down, put the wasp cream in there.
There were cones.
So I found a couple that were the least likely to get in trouble on Facebook for. Because, I don't want to post a picture of a dude fucking his couch.
Yeah, that's probably best.
They have illustrations of things, and there's one of him laying on some bar stools. I'm like, you can. I'm gonna post it. I'm not gonna put any comments on it, just so that way we can be like claim ignorance. Like, no, not what. He's just laying down. He's tired. He's very exuberant about how tired he is. Oh, I'm so tired. Yeah, you're tired. I'm tired. Oh, I'm so tired.
Oh.
I'm tired of your face.
I need an adult.
Tired all over your naked mole rats.
Good Lord. Well, that's going to do it for this week. That's right. That's the last statement of the show. Where can they find us online?
You can find us individually on Twitter at Patrick Newsom42.
That's me.
At Hungry as a Bear. That's me. You can follow the entire DVM production empire at the DVMPE. You can find this podcast by going to Facebook and searching for Stupids Talking Stupid if you want to get these sweet naked mole rat memes all up in your business.
That's right. And you can find all the rest of the things that we do on dvmpe.com. The 24-hour podcast is coming up. We're going to start planning that, and you're going to get some more details hopefully next week on that scenario. That's going to do it for this week for Stupid Talking Stupid. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Bear.
I'll see you later.